Today, we've got something special for you. We're taking a deep dive into a coin you've probably seen countless times, but perhaps you haven't really taken a moment to appreciate it. That's right, we're talking about the 2012 1-cent coin. This little penny may seem like just pocket change, but when you dig into its history, design, and value, you might find that it has a lot more to offer than you thought. So sit back and join us as we explore the fascinating world of the 2012 penny. Before we dive into the specifics of the 2012 penny, let's take a quick step back and look at the history of the 1-cent coin. The U.S. penny was first introduced in 1793, and over the years, it has become one of the most well-known and widely circulated coins in the United States. The design of the penny has changed many times over the centuries. The most iconic design, however, came in 1909, when the U.S. Mint introduced the image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse to commemorate the 100th anniversary of his birth. Since then, Lincoln has remained on the front of the penny. On the reverse side, the design changed a few times, from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial design, which debuted in 1959 and was used for decades until 2009. Now, let's talk about the 2012 1-cent coin specifically. The design of the penny in 2012 continued with the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, but this was the last year the memorial design appeared before the U.S. Mint transitioned to a new reverse design in 2013. On the obverse, we have Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait, which was designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The engraving shows Lincoln in profile, with the words "In God We Trust" above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 2012 on the right. Beneath Lincoln's portrait is the phrase "E pluribus unum," which translates to "out of many, one." On the reverse, we see the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which has been a staple on the penny since 1959. The memorial's image is detailed, showing the large columns of the structure, with "E pluribus unum" at the top and "United States of America" engraved at the top as well. Below the memorial is the inscription 1 cent, and you'll also spot a small mint mark that shows whether the coin was produced in Philadelphia, PA, or Denver, DE. The year 2012 was an interesting year in U.S. history. The nation was in the middle of an election year, and debates about the economy, taxes, and currency were at the forefront. The penny, in particular, was under more scrutiny than ever before. By this time, many people had begun to question the practicality of continuing to mint such a small denomination, especially as its purchasing power had declined over the years due to inflation. Despite these debates, the 2012 penny continued to serve its purpose in daily transactions, and it's worth noting that it also marked the final year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Starting in 2013, the reverse design would change, giving collectors and numismatists an added layer of significance to the 2012 coin. Now, let's talk about the value of the 2012 1-cent coin. As you probably know, the face value of the penny is 1 cent. So, if you're just looking at it from the perspective of daily transactions, that's all it's worth. However, if you're a coin collector or investor, the story changes slightly. Most 2012 pennies in circulated condition are worth their face value, which is 1 cent. However, if you come across a 2012 penny that is in uncirculated condition, it might be worth a bit more. For example, a 2012 penny in MS65, mint state, condition can be worth anywhere from $0.50 to $1 depending on its quality. But of course, the graded coins hold more potential for higher value. Coins that have been graded MS67 or higher could fetch $2 to $5. In certain cases, if a coin is particularly well preserved, it could be worth even more. Now, here's where it gets fun. Error coins are the holy grail for collectors, and the 2012 1-cent coin is no exception. Error coins are those that have been minted with mistakes. They might have double designs, off-center strikes, or other unusual features that make them unique. These coins are often much more valuable than regular pennies. For the 2012 penny, Some of the most valuable error types include the double die error, where the design is doubled on one or both sides of the coin, or the off-center strike, where the coin wasn't properly aligned when it was struck. These error pennies can sell for $10, $50, or even hundreds of dollars, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. Now, while these error coins are rare, they are extremely valuable to collectors. If you have a 2012 penny that looks a little off, it's worth doing some research or getting it professionally graded, because you might have just found a hidden gem. As we look into the future, the fate of the penny remains uncertain. With the rising cost of producing pennies and the ongoing debate over whether they should be discontinued, coins like the 2012 penny might eventually become more valuable simply because they are no longer in circulation. Similar to how older coins like the wheat penny and the Indian head penny have grown in value, the 2012 penny could see a rise in worth over time as fewer are produced. So, whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, it's always worth keeping an eye on these pennies. You never know when the market might make them even more valuable than they are today. And there you have it. The 2012 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny, but as you can see, it's got a rich history, unique design, and even the potential for increased value, especially if you come across a rare error coin. Whether you're looking to collect or just curious about your change, it's always worth taking a closer look. We're talking about the 2003 1-cent coin. You might have one of these sitting in your pocket right now, but do you know its full history, its significance, or its potential worth? Stay with us as we explore everything you need to know about this coin. Before we talk about the 2003 penny, let's quickly review the history of the U.S. 1-cent coin. The penny is one of the oldest coins in circulation in the United States, first minted in 1793. It's gone through several design changes over the years, but it's always been a symbol of everyday American life. Most notably, since 1909, the penny has featured the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president. Over time, the penny has undergone a few redesigns. The original penny had the image of Lady Liberty on the obverse, but in 1909, to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday, a new design featuring Abraham Lincoln was introduced, and it has been the face of the penny ever since. In fact, the 2003 1-cent coin still carries that Lincoln image, and its reverse design has remained consistent, featuring the Lincoln Memorial since 1959. Let's get into it. The 2003 1-cent coin features the classic Abraham Lincoln portrait on the obverse, which remains one of the most recognized images in American coinage. But what makes the 2003 penny particularly interesting is the design on the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial. The obverse side of the coin has Abraham Lincoln's iconic portrait, with the words "In God We Trust" above his head, Liberty on the left, and the year of minting, **2003** on the right. Below Lincoln, you'll also find the phrase E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial in all its grandeur. This design, which has been on the penny since 1959, features the memorial's columns, the inscription E pluribus unum at the top, and United States of America at the top of the coin, with 1 cent clearly displayed beneath it. The coin also features a mint mark on the lower right, which tells us where it was minted, either Philadelphia, P, or Denver, D. Now, the year 2003 holds a significant place in U.S. history as well. For the 2003 1-cent coin, we are still in the early years of the 21st century, and the penny is continuing to play its role in the economy. While the penny has always been essential for small transactions, by the early 2000s, its value was becoming a topic of debate. With inflation rising, the penny's buying power was diminishing, and people began questioning whether it was worth continuing to mint such a small denomination. Several countries, including Canada, have since phased out their smallest denominations, and the penny's future in the United States has been hotly debated ever since. However, despite these challenges, the 2003 penny remains a popular item among collectors and holds a special place in U.S. currency history. Okay, let's get to the most common question. What is the value of the 2003 1-cent coin? Well, just like most pennies, its face value is 1 cent. But as with all coins, there's more to the story. The value of the 2003 penny depends largely on its condition and rarity. A typical 2003 penny in circulated condition is worth, well, just 1 cent. However, if you've got a penny that's in brilliant uncirculated BU condition or has been professionally graded, it could be worth a few dollars depending on the grading system. For instance, a 2003 penny graded MS65 or higher, mint state, can sell for around $1 to $5 depending on the condition. While this doesn't seem like much, the value can go up if the penny is in perfect, pristine condition with no visible flaws. And if your penny has been certified by a reputable grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, that can definitely raise its market price. But here's where things get really interesting: error coins. If you happen to find a 2003 penny with a minting error, your penny could be worth significantly more than just 1 cent. Some of the most valuable 2003 pennies have been discovered with errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and even cut errors. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, which causes a second image to be struck over the original design. If you find a 2003 penny with a double die error, it can fetch anywhere from $50 to $100 or more, depending on how pronounced the error is. Similarly, die cracks and cuts can also increase the value of a 2003 penny. A die crack is a small line that appears on the coin's surface as the die used to strike the coin begins to deteriorate. These coins can also be worth a few dollars or more, depending on the size and location of the crack. Meanwhile, a cut error occurs when a portion of the die breaks off, creating a raised, irregular area on the coin. If you spot a cut error on a 2003 penny, your coin could be worth upwards of $20, or even more if it's a particularly dramatic example. Although the 2003 1-cent coin might not be as historically significant as some other U.S. coins, it still plays an important role in the story of U.S. currency. The penny has seen its value erode over time, but as a coin collector or investor, you might find that the 2003 penny becomes more valuable as fewer pennies are produced and fewer survive in mint condition. So, what's the final word on the 2003 1-cent coin? While most of these pennies are still worth just 1 cent, they could become more valuable over time, especially if they have any minting errors or are in pristine condition. And of course, as the future of the penny becomes more uncertain, coins like the 2003 penny might become rare collectibles down the line. I'm talking about none other than the 1997 1-cent coin. You may think it's just another penny, but stick with us as we explore its fascinating history, its value, and what makes it potentially worth much more than you might think. The penny, or 1-cent coin, has been in circulation in the United States since 1793. Over the years, its design has gone through several transformations, but its core value as a symbol of American currency has remained steadfast. Today, we're looking at the 1997 version, but first, let's take a look back at how the penny has evolved over time. After 1958, the wheat stalks were replaced with the Lincoln Memorial, which stayed on the reverse side of the penny until 2009 when the U.S. Mint began celebrating the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth with a series of special reverse designs. But for now, we're focusing on a coin that carries the familiar memorial design, the 1997 1-cent coin. On the obverse, the words "In God We Trust" appear above Lincoln's portrait, with the inscription "Liberty" to the left and the year of minting, 1997, to the right. You'll also see the words "United States of America" along the top, and "E Pluribus Unum" beneath Lincoln's bust. On the reverse, you'll notice the iconic Lincoln Memorial, flanked by the words ***e pluribus unum** and United States of America at the top, with 1 cent displayed clearly below the memorial. And of course, there's that lovely S or D mint mark on the lower right, which denotes whether the penny was minted in San Francisco or Denver, respectively. Now you might be asking, okay, this is all well and good, but what makes the 1997 1-cent coin special? What makes it worth more than just 1 cent? Well, here's where things get interesting. On its own, the 1997 penny is worth exactly 1 cent, just like any other penny that was minted in the US during that year. However, the value of a coin can change dramatically based on a few factors: its condition, rarity, and whether it has unique characteristics, such as errors or minting anomalies. Coins that are in brilliant uncirculated condition or have been graded as MS-67 or higher can fetch a few extra dollars from collectors, especially when they're part of a complete set. However, the 1997 penny generally doesn't carry a high premium unless it has something particularly special about it, like a rare error. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. Error coins are what make collecting pennies so thrilling. These are the unintended mistakes made during the minting process that can make an ordinary penny extraordinary. For the 1997 1-cent coin, there have been reports of doubled dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks, all of which could increase the value of the coin. For example, if you find a 1997 penny with a doubled die, it could be worth hundreds of dollars, depending on the severity and clarity of the error. Error coins can fetch quite a hefty price, and they're highly sought after by collectors. So, it's worth taking a close look at your 1997 pennies to see if there's anything unusual about them. In general, the 1997 1-cent coin doesn't hold a particularly high premium in today's market unless it has one of those rare errors. On average, a standard 1997 penny is still worth, well, 1 cent. However, if you are an investor or a serious coin collector, you'll want to make sure to keep an eye on the condition of your coins and look out for any potential errors. Even small things like toning or being exceptionally well preserved could influence its value. As we look toward the future, you might wonder, what is the future of the penny in general? Will the 1997 1-cent coin become a rare collectible in the years to come? As the U.S. Mint continues to explore alternatives to the penny, the value of older pennies, including the 1997 1-cent coin, could continue to rise. Some collectors predict that as fewer and fewer pennies are made, older coins will become more valuable simply due to their scarcity. So, to wrap it up, while the 1997 penny may not be worth much more than its face value at the moment, it could still hold a special place in your collection, especially if it has unique characteristics or errors. So, take a closer look at those pennies hiding in your wallet or piggy bank. You never know, you might just have a hidden gem on your hands. Thanks for tuning in to Today's Coin Adventure. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed learning about the 1997 penny, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin-related content, history, and fun facts. Have a great day, and happy collecting!